Hey, Remote Pilot 101, Jason Schaffert back with you with another SUAS update. Today we're going to talk about a touchy subject, an issue kind of simmering beneath the surface of our industry. It's not beneath the surface anymore, it's out there for everyone to see. It's the US ban on Chinese drones. For those of you unaware, over the last couple of years, the FAA has steadily added to the growing list of airspace restricted zones, with the latest including Raven Rock Mountain Complex and the Pine Bluff Arsenal in July of 2017. This is all part of a larger push that's continued now into 2020 that finds federal agencies split on how to best approach national security concerns and requirements in a Chinese-dominated drone market. While the U.S. may be a leader in more classified military-applied drone technologies, if you're a consumer and you go buy a drone online or go to Best Buy, as you've seen the most advanced and best bang for your buck, it's probably going to be a Chinese drone, dominated by a little company called DJI. There's just no way around that for now. So the same has been the case for the Department of the Interior, which uses drones for tasks like wildlife conservation, the monitoring of our nation's infrastructure. That was, of course, until they grounded all those drones made in China, or even they went as far to say if it was built with Chinese parts in October of 2019. The department reaffirmed that decision in January, saying its entire fleet, 810 drones, would be out of commission until they can confirm those drones pose no security threat. So much of the concern stems from worries that Chinese manufactured drones could and might have already shared American infrastructure and defense footage via the cloud that could be detrimental to the United States' security. The exception of this being in the instance of an emergency, they can deploy those drones out there for an emergency. Now, this exception has actually been utilized by the Chula Vista Police Department in Southern California, who has purchased two DJI Mavic Enterprise Editions like the one we have here. They can be fitted with thermal cameras, loudspeakers, lights, everything else. One use is they have to make announcements about COVID-19 to homeless persons who may not receive information otherwise. So they use the speaker for that. The area has some large homeless encampments, and they are in remote canyon areas as well. So it's important to communicate those messages. So the police have been using these drones then to find gatherings as well of groups of more than 10 people or people in parks that are supposed to be closed, and they're instructed to ask the citizens to voluntarily comply with stay-at-home orders. Now, in fact, the prevalence of DJI's products has drawn concern for the government's officials for years. In 2017, a memo from the Los Angeles Office of Immigration and Customs Enforcement said it had a moderate confidence that the company was providing critical infrastructure and law enforcement's data to Chinese governments. DJI denied those claims, of course, but the concerns have still persisted. While legislators may be happy to cut China off, the Department of Agriculture, which among other things uses drones to survey our nation's farmland, said it could limit their ability to carry out mission-crucial work and halt the Forest Service use of drones altogether. With concerns of more visible Chinese intellectual property theft increasing in recent years, the Trump administration has engaged in a steady campaign to wall off America from their technology, wherein it could be used to spy on critical American infrastructure and preparedness. Most prominently, the administration has pressed to keep Huawei, the telecom equipment giant, just out of the next generation of wireless networks, both in the United States and abroad, and has increased its scrutiny over Chinese investment in sectors deemed critical, like telecom and tech. Federal officials have also investigated whether mobile apps owned by Chinese companies could be leaking sensitive data. So while these efforts have been largely cheered on by members of Congress, the debate over drones, which are primarily either made in China or with Chinese components, shows how attempts to decouple America from Chinese industry can crash into the realities of the global tech supply chain. The plain fact is DJI is currently, it just doesn't have that comparable US-based competitor. While Silicon Valley entities like Skydio, which are fantastic people, I've met them at several conferences, they manufacture drones stateside, they still use some Chinese parts, which could disqualify them via the new legislation. Executive Adam Bry has insisted that all core components are American and that their company is moving away from using Chinese elements altogether. DJI, for their part, has tried to soothe the Trump administration fears by relocating some of its production to California and introducing a version of its product explicitly for government use. In a statement, DJI said it supported the development of standards to diffuse security concerns about drones. Instead of an all-out ban on Chinese drones, going further to describe legislators' efforts as protectionist ploys to exclude successful competitors in favor of domestic suppliers that don't exist. DJI's words. But I want to know what you guys think. Obviously a hot topic. I read every comment that comes in on YouTube, on Facebook, on remotepilot101.com. What are some of your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below. Who are the up-and-coming possible U.S. competitors we should be keeping an eye on? And I'll see you all in the next video. Remote Pilot 101 is the most successful Part 107 test prep course on the market, with over 18,000 tests passed. It's one price, and you get our updated initial and brand new recurrent course for life. It's two courses for the price of one, and it's for life. See the actual test questions, learn the material, take the practice quizzes, all at your own pace through our easy videos you've already grown to love. Visit remotepilot101.com to become a member for life and learn more.